Hello guys, this is onlyabidoang and today I'm going to show you 10 features in The Sims 4 Discover University that you might not know. These features might be fascinating, helpful, or even mind-blowing to you. So without further ado, let's get to know these features. Britechester is the new world in The Sims 4 Discover University, where all your university life will be held. You will also find several of these water bodies like this river where you can fish on. Well, besides for fishing, turns out that these are actually swimmable. Just click on the water and an option to swim there will appear. If you choose to do that, your sim will slowly wade into the water and start swimming. What's great is that you don't have to have the island living expansion pack in order to be able to swim there. But if you do have the pack, you can bring out your boat or jet ski there as well. Also, this is not the only spot that you can swim on. All 3 districts in Britechester will have their own bodies of water that are also swimmable. Before enrolling into a university, you need to send a university application first, of course. They will always be accepted into both universities. But if you have poor grades while in school or don't have any skill at all, you won't be able to be accepted into the university's distinguished degrees. But there's another way to get accepted while waiting for the acceptance letter. First, if one of your sims has the evil or materialistic trait or have level 5 in mischief skill, they can attempt to quote-unquote donate to the university, so they or the targeted sim will have a higher chance to be accepted into more distinguished degrees. If succeed, they are able to enroll to those distinguished degrees, but if it fails, you'll be fined 500 simoleons and the 2000 simoleons will still be taken. The other way to be accepted is if you have Get Famous expansion pack and there's a 4-star celebrity or more in your household. They can flaunt their fame to boost their chance or other sims' chance to be accepted into distinguished degrees. Again, there's a chance this will succeed, but if it fails, your chance to be accepted will be reduced but you won't be charged with a fine. One other way is by having another sim that has graduated before and have them exploit their alumni connection. If it succeeds, the targeted sim will be accepted into several distinguished degrees from the alumni's university. But if it fails, the chance for you to be accepted into any distinguished degrees will be reduced. After being accepted, you obviously need to pay the tuition fee first before starting the term. But if you're too broke, you can use the student loan to cover the cost. But keep in mind that there will also be interests, meaning that you need to pay a few more than how much you originally loaned after graduating or dropping out. You can pay them through the mailbox, computer, or phone once you've gained enough money. But if you haven't paid for too long, phone calls will then emerge reminding you to pay up because the payment deadline has been extended but is going to end soon. If you keep ignoring this and still not pay your debt, a repo person will pay a visit to your home lot and repossess one of your household items to cover up your debt. Yes, Repo Man from the previous games are finally appearing in the spec after being absent for a while. Anyway, once they've taken your items, your debt might have not been covered fully, and if that's the case, the debt payment period will reopen again. So make sure to cover your debt now before the repo person pays another visit to your home again. You can have roommates by either living in a university dorm or adding them yourselves by advertising it from your phone or asking someone to be your roommate directly. But you need to have extra beds first. If you advertise, a potential roommate will appear in your home the next day in which you can accept them as your roommate later and pray to God that they'll become a perfect roommate. Once assigned, they will pay their rent every few days to lower your bill cost. They will also start putting objects around their assigned bed. Sometimes they'll put up a note in front of the bed, which can either be a positive or a passive-aggressive note. Like, what the hell, you literally just moved in here 5 minutes ago and now you're accusing me of peeing on the floor? From time to time, they might start a party out of nowhere, which can either be good or annoying. Their romantic partners might also be invited into your home to hang out. Sometimes they might go back home bringing back a serving of food, which is pretty helpful. They will also do chores and tidy stuff up. But there are still those roommates that will leave a mess everywhere. Really, 2 of my roommates bring food and fix stuff all the time. But all you do is complain through a note and then swim on the lake for the whole day like a goddamn fish. Well, literally. Oh, and they might give you a romantic serenade. It's a bit random, but hey, I'm not complaining. After some time, assigned roommates might decide to move out of the house at the end of the day. But you can still convince them to stay. They might reject your offer, but if you've been treating them nicely, they might decide to stay. You can also kick them out yourselves. You might already know that there are two different universities in this game, University of Britechester and Foxbury Institute, and how intense the rivalries between these two are. But once a week, an event called University Mixer Night will be held on one of the university's commons, where both students and staffs from both universities will set aside their rivalries and mingle together here to have a party. Everyone will start hanging out with each other, play juice pong together, and groove to the music. Both mascots from two of the universities will also present, though sometimes both of them can seem to forgive and forget and will fight with each other instead, which will result in one of the mascots' head to be taken off. There is actually one new death type in this expansion pack, but don't worry, it's actually not for Sims, but they're for servos instead, which are the new playable robot introduced in this pack. To be able to play as a servo yourself, you need to increase the new robotic skill to level 8 and build them from the robot crafting station. Servos themselves are actually somewhat complex and have several features hidden among their sleeves, but since it's a lot, I'm not gonna explain them all here. So anyway, servo will have 4 needs: fun, social, durability, and charge. The durability need is very important and servo needs to be tuned up from time to time to increase them again. But if they don't get tuned up, it will slowly go down, and if it's empty, they will break down. Besides that, when they get in contact with water, such as from swimming or taking a bath, their durability need will go down extremely fast, so be careful with that. Once they're broken, they need to be repaired in order for them to work properly again. But you need to do it fast, because if they don't get repaired for too long, they will have a catastrophic meltdown and die permanently. What's sad from this death is that they won't just die and be turned into a ghost, but they will be erased from the world completely, even from their relationship panel, so their tombstone won't contain their ghosts. Also, they will have a special tombstone and turn into a pile of scraps after dying. These scraps can then be collected to obtain electronic and robotic parts. You know about the death by fatal exertion, right? Where elders who woohoo too much can die because of exhaustion? Back then, this death is exclusive to elders only, but with the introduction of this pack, younger people can now die because of it. First of all, you're gonna need this new type of computer called research machine. This device's function is for you to study for university or research, so you can increase your research and debate skill, which is the new skill introduced in this pack that can greatly help you study and learn other skills faster. So once you reach level 6 of the skill, you will unlock the ability to contribute knowledge of skills you're decent or good at. Your sim will begin transferring their knowledge to the machine quite literally. This process will take a while. After finishing, your sim will be paid several hundreds of simoleons, which is quite useful at first. You can do this over and over, but if you do it too much, your sim's head will begin smoking and you'll gain this dazed moodlet for 4 hours. At this stage, you need to take a break before trying to transfer your knowledge again, but if you ignore this and keep doing it anyway, your sim's mind will be too overwhelmed and they will die because of it. The ghost will have the same type as death by fatal overexertion that was previously mentioned. You probably already know by now that while enrolling into the university, you can join one of the several organizations with their own benefits, but there's actually another one that's not listed here. First of all, in one of the districts, you might notice a random crowd gathering around this rock in the middle of the night. You can ask one of them about this strange gathering, but once you ask, they will begin panicking, state that it's just a regular gardening club meeting, and then leave the area. To get to know about this secret organization more, you need to go to your university statue and make offering for academic success. You need to put either a rare crystal, an excellent quality harvestable, or a plate of sweet desserts. To know if it's working, you'll gain this focus moodlet called Surreal Focus. If you get any other moodlets besides this, it means that you haven't done it right. So after you got the moodlet, at night these suspicious looking sims will come to your home lot. And of course, it's gotta be none other than Eliza Pancakes. You'll have to wait for them to interact with you. You'll then be invited to this organization and have the option to either accept or reject the invitation. If accepted, then congratulations, you're now a part of the Order of Enchantment. So what can you do while in this organization? Well, first of all, you can increase your progression here by doing some of its tasks involving putting specific offerings on the ritual stone earlier to please the sprites, which are these flying little creatures here. Some tasks also involve watering the plant around it and helping others in university works. Besides that, you can also check in on the sprites through this rock. If done, you might get a beneficial positive moodlet temporarily, such as this focus moodlet that helps your grades and prevent hunger and energy need from dropping, this energized moodlet that prevents hygiene need from dropping, and a lot more. but there's a chance the sprites won't be happy with you and you'll get this 4-hour tense moodlet instead. While still having this moodlet, you also cannot sleep and will wake up immediately. Besides that, some sprites may occasionally visit you for 4 hours. You need to entertain them by doing any romantic, mischief, or funny social interactions to others. If succeed, you'll gain one of the positive moodlets that have been previously mentioned, but if not, you'll gain the same tense moodlet. Every several days, you can attend one of the organization's gathering at midnight near the ritual stone. There, many members will gather and give their offering. You can interact with them and ask them about things related to this organization in which they will answer. This will also increase your organization progress bar. Like all organizations, there are 3 ranks and leveling up to each rank will have some rewards and benefits. If you level up to rank 2, you will unlock a new rope for rank 2 and a new ability that lets you attack sims with tense sprites. And if you level up to rank 3, you'll unlock another new rope for rank 3 and a new self-interaction that lets you summon a specific sprite type for your sim anywhere, anytime. Keep in mind that there's a cooldown before you can use it again. While enrolling in a university, you can also work full-time or part-time like normal. But now there's an additional type of career called after-school activities. There are 2 types of them. You can either apply as an esport competitor or a soccer team player. They pretty much work like normal career. You can get promoted up to 4 positions, there are daily tasks, promotion requirements, and the work schedules are usually after classes are over so it won't interfere your schedule. For esport competitors, you can either work as usual or work at home to play the game with your teammates. Yeah, can you imagine an esport competition on a game about destroying cities? But one different thing is that your sim will not get paid. So you might be wondering, how is it useful then? Well, turns out that both will be really beneficial later. If you do well in them, you'll get promoted up to the 4th level, and once you've reached the final position and try looking for jobs, you can get a jump start on some specific careers as well as some other bonuses. For the esport competitor, you can immediately apply to level 7 of the tech guru career in the esport gamer branch. And for the soccer team player, you can immediately apply to level 5 of the athlete career in the professional athlete branch. Also, for esport competitors, there's an esport competition every week. If you win the game, you'll receive sponsor from the brand PowerSip in the form of 500 simoleons and several PowerSip items like posters and energy drinks, which will increase the odds of winning gaming tournaments. This pack also introduces 3 new careers that your sim can apply: law, education, and engineer. But here I want to talk about the engineering career because they have several fun features to offer. The engineer career will be involving the robot making station a lot, so you're gonna be using them for a while. Anyway, if you've reached level 3 of this career, you'll be able to start making these items called experimental motivator. In this stage, you can make 2 types of it: party motivator and study motivator. Once crafted, you can deploy it, which will affect everyone nearby. The study motivator will cause everyone to start studying, doing homework, or reading books for 3 hours, and the party motivator will cause them to start partying and dance on the spot for 2 hours. On level 4, you can craft this tidy motivator, and if deployed, will cause everyone nearby to clean everything that needs cleaning for 3 hours. And on level 5, you can craft the energy motivator. If deployed, everyone will be energized and their energy net will stay full for 2 hours. These devices can also fail and will result on everyone have one of their needs dropping. On level 6, you'll be able to choose one of the 2 branches of the career: mechanical engineer or computer engineer. Both of these will also have their own benefits like before. For the mechanical engineer, you can now create the exomech suit and helmet once you've reached level 9 of the career. Both of these can be worn at the same time and they will have different effects each. If you wear the exomech helmet, you'll gain a focus moodlet and gain a massive boost in learning logic and robotic skill. And if you wear the exomech suit, you'll also gain a focus moodlet, but this time you'll gain a massive boost in learning fitness and handiness skill. Besides that, you can also activate hover mode. With this turned on, you'll hover like a servo instead of walk when going anywhere. For the computer engineer branch, you can create a computer glasses once you've reached level 9. This can be worn by clicking on the glasses itself. If worn, you'll be able to unlock several computer-like interactions such as browsing the internet, chatting, etc. But this time it can be used anywhere and it'll play this cool-looking futuristic animation. You can also use the glasses to scan sims to get to know their traits or their current emotion. And those are 10 features you might not know in the Sims 4 Discover University expansion pack. Hope this video kept you entertained. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I am so sorry if I haven't uploaded anything recently because there's an exam week earlier and I need to study for it. Anyway, I hope you like this video, and if you do like Sims videos like this and want more, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. See you later!